In this class, we're going to talk about the basic tasks in Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word is a word processing application within the Microsoft Office suite that allows you to type documents, and you can edit those documents and format them in a lot of various different ways. You can use Microsoft Word on your PC, on your Mac, on your mobile device, and you can create and format documents using themes. You can track changes within those documents. You can polish the words and proofing tools, like with proofing tools like Editor. You can save those to OneDrive to where you can collaborate with other people using their devices, and you can chat and comment and collaborate with other people no matter where they are. So to create a document within Microsoft Word, you're going to select blank document, or if Word's already open, you'll select File, New, and Blank Document. You could also use a template if you want to, and a template is basically just a pre-saved theme within Microsoft Word that will allow you to format things without having to do everything manually. You can use those on things like resumes or invoices or letters. You can choose between business, professional, personal, or education. So to find those, you'll just go into File and New, and rather than selecting blank, you'll select Search for an online template. Within the templates, you can use the search bar and you can put in anything that you want to look for, and hit search, and it will find them. And you select the one you want and select Create. Very simple to add and edit text into Microsoft Office. Basically, you just click on the blank document or the template document wherever you want, and you start typing. If you want to edit text, you will just simply select wherever you want in the text that already exists, and you will either delete or retype whatever you want to type. You can also format that text within Word. So you can choose things like a font type, font size, font color. You can make it bold, underline it. You can put it in italics. Lots of different very good options. Once you select the text that you want to format, a little pop-up toolbar is going to pop up and allow you to choose between all of those options. If you want to replace text that's already typed into a document, then you simply highlight that text, and uh, then you would type in whatever you want to replace it with. There's a feature within Microsoft Word called Find and Replace that allows you to go through a document and find any instance of a word and replace it with another word, or a phrase and replace it with another phrase. So the way to do that is you'd go to Home and select Replace. In the first field, you'll enter what you want it to find, and then in the second field, you'll enter what you want to replace that with. You can choose either replace or replace all. If you choose replace, it will find the first instance of that word and it will replace it, and then it will move to the next one and ask you if you want to replace it. If you choose replace all, it will find all instances of that word or phrase, and it will change them all at once. You can also select some options within this and choose if you want to match case. If you choose to match case, then it looks for not only the word, but the exact casing of that word. So if the first letter is capitalized, then it will look for only instances of that word where the first letter is capitalized. Within Microsoft Word, there's a option called Editor, and Editor Word runs in the background and it finds any instances of grammar or spelling where it thinks that maybe you've made a mistake. Um, you can go into Editor and you can choose a lot of different settings. Like if you're not concerned about spelling, you can turn that off. If you're not concerned about grammar, you can turn that off. Um, when it's on, it will check your spelling of everything you type. It will check your punctuation of everything you type. It will check sentence structure of everything you type, just to make sure that everything is on a professional level. And it will make suggestions to everything that it finds. You can also check the sensitivity of this. If you want it to be a little more lenient on the grammar, you can choose that. You can also choose to ignore instances. So if, for example, you have a word that's spelt oddly like a company name that isn't spelt traditionally, then Microsoft Word will probably find that and think that it's a misspelled word. But you can tell Word to ignore that once, or you can tell it to always ignore that if it's something that you're going to be typing several times. You can go into editor and you can set all these preferences, choosing settings in the editor pane, and you can choose which categories you want to look at, and choose how stringent it follows all of those rules. In Word, you can also find a word counter down at the bottom in the toolbar. When you're typing a document, it will keep track of how many words you've typed. If you select a section within that document, it will tell you how many words within that document you've selected. In the example to the right there, they've selected a piece of a document and it's showing that they've selected 91 words of the 162 words within that document. You can insert hyperlinks, and hyperlinks are just basically links to a website URL or to a existing file that you can quickly click on and access. To do that, you're just going to simply copy an address from your web browser's address bar, and you're going to paste it into Word, or you can just simply type it out in Word. And when Word recognizes a URL to a website, it automatically creates a hyperlink for it. To access those hyperlinks, all you need to do is click on that link, and it will take you to wherever that link is pointing to. You can also change some of the settings within uh, the hyperlink. So if you want to change the wording on that hyperlink, so for instance, if you don't want to use the website URL as the hyperlink, you want to call it something else, then you're more than welcome to do that. Just simply right click and select Edit Hyperlink, and you can change those features. So you can have the URL still point to the same thing, but you can call it something a little more word friendly. You can also link to existing files within your cloud-based storage or within your local computer simply by changing the settings and selecting whatever you want to point it to. You can also remove a hyperlink. If you remove a hyperlink, it does not remove the text. It just removes the link to whatever it was pointing to. So if you want to keep the website on there and make it just a website text, you don't want to actually be able to click and get to the website, then you can just remove that hyperlink. The website URL will stay there, and it just becomes text like anything else on the document. If you want to add or format text, all you have to do is double click on the word or click to the left of the line if you want to do an entire line, and you can edit that word or that line of text simply by using the pop-up that pops up when you click on it. You can change the font size, font color, make it bold, italic, or underline. You can change any number of things with that text, and you can do that either for the entire document, or you can do it for a selection of text, or you can do it for a single word. There's also an option within Word for the format painter. If you see the example below, it looks like a little paintbrush with the word format painter below it, and what that does is that copies only the formatting of the selection that you choose. So it does not copy the actual wording. It just copies um, basically the things just to the right of the format painter. It'll copy the font type, the font size, and any options that you have within that, such as color or bold, italic, underline. Um, and then when you paste that, it pastes the format options to whatever you've selected. If you want to create a bulleted or numbered list, Microsoft can usually figure that out on its own. It will, if you type in a number 1 followed by a period and a space, it'll begin a numbered list. Once you put your text in after that and hit enter, it will put a number 2 on the next line, and so forth and so on until you click enter again on a blank line, and then it will stop that list. You can do the same thing with a bulleted list. If you type the asterisk and a space after it, it'll create a bullet point, and it will continue to create a bullet point in each additional line that you create until you click enter on a blank line, and then it will stop that list. If you want to create a list within already existing text, all you have to do is select the text that you want to change, go to home and select bullet, or home and select number, and Word will add that to those lines. If you want to change line spacing in Word, you can do that. If you want to, say, double space your document, or you can create tight spacing in order to save room on the page. So to do that, you would just go to Design and choose Paragraph Spacing, and you can hover over each of the options there on the right and choose which one you want. For just basic single spacing, you would just select no paragraph space. You can do line spacing for either the entire document, or you can do it for just a certain section of text on that document. If you want to do it for the entire document, you would just highlight the entire document and change the spacing. If you want to do it for just a section, you would just highlight the section you want to change the line spacing on, and then change the section there. Likewise, you can do the same with the margins. Margins are basically just the empty space around the edges of the document. By default, you have a 1-inch space around your document. If you need to fit more text onto your document, you can choose narrow. If you have less and you want to keep things centered, you can choose wide spacing. You can also choose custom spacing and set it to uh, any ruler setting that you want. To do that, you'll just go to Layout and go to Margins, and you can select one of the preset settings, or you can choose Custom and define whatever setting you want. You can choose headers and footers within Word, and basically those are continuous sections of documents that will repeat on every page. So if you select a header, it will put the same header on every page in the document unless you tell it otherwise. Same thing with a footer. Think of a footer as basically a page number. So if I want to put a page number, a sequential page number on every page, then I would do that as a footer. You can also select in these settings, you can select a different first page. So if you want to create a document that has a title page that maybe you don't want that header on, or you don't want a page number at the bottom, then you can select a different first page, and it will start the header and the footer on whatever page you tell it to start it on. To insert a page number is basically the same thing as inserting a footer. So you would just insert page number, and then you can actually tell it to uh, start on whatever page you want to start on. You can also start at whatever page number you want to start on. So you can start at page 0, or you can start at page 5. It doesn't matter. You can choose all that in the settings once you've set a page number. When you're all done, you'll select close header and footer, or press escape. As with any document or any file that you open, you want to save and make sure that you don't lose your information. The rule is always to save often. There's also a feature within Microsoft that allows you to auto-save. If you turn this on, it will save real time after you make any change at all to the document. So every time you type a letter, it's going to save it automatically. You can turn that on or off as you like. If it's off, you do need to remember to manually save your document. To save, you'll just simply go to File and choose Save As, and you'll give the file a name and a location to save to, and then you'll hit Save. There's two ways to save. You can actually you can save locally to your computer. You can save a copy, or the other option is that you can save to a cloud storage space where it will be available to other people based on what the permission settings are. One of the other saving options within within Word is actually to save to a PDF. Sometimes you may want to create a PDF file out of your document. PDF files are basically non-editable, secure documents, great for any kind of official procedure or anything like that. And the nice thing with creating a PDF is that the file in and of itself cannot be edited. Uh, there are programs out there that will allow you to edit a PDF, but it will make you change the file name. So your file as you sent it will never be able to be edited as a PDF. So to do that, you're going to go to export, you're going to create PDF document and choose create PDF. Uh, when you do that, you're going to choose where you want to save it, and then you're going to select publish. That will create the file as a PDF, and it will be available for you to share out as you see fit or to print. Speaking of printing, so to print a file, you just simply go to File and select Print. And on the right, you're going to see all the printing options. You'll be able to select what printer you want to print it to. You'll be able to either print the full document or even a select set of pages. You can choose to print on one side or on both sides. You can print as a letter or as a portrait. So a lot of different good options there that you can print from. By default, your default printer is always going to be the one selected, but you can also select any printer that you have installed on your computer and print to that. And then you just simply click print, and you'll have your document printed. You can also in the printing options, you can also select the number of copies you want to print. So if you want to print 4 or 5 copies of the same document, you can do that. And with that, that ends our training on Microsoft Word. And have a good day, and we'll see you in the next one.